Okay, well, let's dive right in.
All right.
Let's talk about building trust. You've been very open about starting from scratch with $0. The HVAC world is crowded, and customers can be skeptical on any kind of business, and especially new businesses. How have you built credibility in Temple as the new guy on the scene?
Well, it's pretty much just as easy as, for one, um, everything that comes out of my mouth, I want it to be the truth. Everyone knows whenever they're getting sold or whenever there's spaghetti being thrown at them and seeing what sticks, you know?
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it a point to where everything that comes out of my mouth is the truth or what I believe is to be the truth. Uh, the diagnostics are honest and hopefully correct. Um, but showing them pictures, showing them videos, getting them into maybe not the attic, but like in the closet or outside, show them exactly what's going on, why it's affecting it, or why is it breaking down, what's affecting that, what is the not only the initial cause or what is the secondary down the line issues that was happening and what caused it. You know, I think that's been my biggest, I guess, that's been my biggest strategy, or not really a strategy, but it's just honest words,
Yeah, it's
honest work, and people know whenever you're telling them the truth, and know whenever when you're just trying to sell something.
that's true.
So,
I
um,
think the
go-
pictures are great. I think it's a great idea because they don't see it. They see a nice cabinet on the outside of their AC unit, and it looks fine from that aspect. But to giving some visual aid with that photo of actually what's going on, that's good.
Absolutely. And the other thing that you have going against you is that people can whip out their phones and Google exactly what you're talking about or chat GPT and say, oh, is this true? Or they'll type out exactly what's going on with the system. And if what I'm saying is completely contradictory to what maybe Dr. Google is saying, um, then they're going to start raising some eyebrows and start questioning you on things. And so if you can't articulate or if you can't really gain well, trust comes from education. You have to educate them on what's going on. You have to educate them what each part is doing, and that education starts building trust. And you might even lose a sale, or you might even lose um, potential add-on sales. But if you're telling them the truth and being upfront and honest with them, and they can go back and either verify or call their brother-in-law, who also is an HVAC technician across the
Yeah.
United States, and they can verify exactly what you're saying. Um, so as far as the guarantee of work, there's a line in Tommy Boy that I have an opinion on about guarantees and whatnot. But really, if you're being upfront with the cost, for sure, um, especially on like warranty work, stuff like that. I mean, I had a situation yesterday where there was a brand new system. I didn't install it, but it was only a year old, and they were already having issues out of the box,
Ooh.
and they were having compressor issues, and it was basically going to cost them $2,000 on top of the $10,000 that cost a year ago to put in. And so I had to be upfront and honest with them about everything that was happening and why I'm charging that much and all the labor that's involved in it. That was a tough pill to swallow, but I did get the system back up and running. They have people in the house tomorrow, and they're cooling. So, needless to say, even though that was kind of a sucky situation, I was able to say, "Hey, this is what's going on. This is the truth," and they were able to see that that I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So, when you have that trust built and you get that loyalty or you get that um, education in there, that's going to bring the loyalty. And then they're going to start telling people, hey, this guy was worth it. He did what he said he was going to do. And then on top of that, if you start showing out, start showing up to things like you care about the community, that you really wanted to make a difference, like with schools or with teachers. Um,
Yeah.
Down in Central Texas, we have a big epidemic on homeless people. They're almost naturally inclined to pay that back.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, so I love also that Giddy Up really is a family operation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your wife and your mother-in-law are handling bookkeeping and taxes. What's it like running what's it like running the numbers on the family side while you're out in the field?
And also, I'll add to that, my father-in-law is helping doing the website.
Oh,
So it
great.
is really all hands on deck.
It
Everyone is
is.
wanting to pitch in and see it grow and see it do good things. Everyone believes in it, so that's a good feeling for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I really try to do my best on see, I just like going out and fixing things. I like going out and talking to people. I like going out and selling and bringing in the money. That's what I'm good at. What I'm
Uh-huh.
not good at is money. What I'm not good at is numbers. And so it's really about I guess the biggest challenge is sitting down, doing the after action review and saying, "Hey, this is how much money I took in. This is how much the parts cost. This is the overhead. This is the insurance." So running those numbers are really tough. And so my wife, being who she is, she wants to help out too. She does a lot of that for us, and she does a lot with our budget, what we can spend on marketing or, um, well, you do have a lot riding on you for sure. And so whenever that train isn't moving, no one's eating. I'm lucky enough really to have another day job, and that's how I'm able to start out with $0 um, and work my way up and or start building the business little by little.
Uh-huh.
And the challenges are not, thankfully, in the whole dynamics of family. We have a great support system. We have a great network, or we have just a great circle, really.
That's
And I'm very, very blessed to have the in-laws that I do, and to have the friends that I do that supported me as well. And really, my friends were the first customers, so it really started with them. So I owe them a lot. But we do have a very strong family network, really, and it's all rooted in our faith. And I can't say how blessed I am because and that's really the secret to it is we have God as our center, as our cornerstone, and we're
Amen.
building from there.
Yeah.
You just got to prepare mentally for it and just keep on trucking as if nothing happened, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's tough, but you do. Yeah, very tough.
absolutely.
Okay, so refusing investors and doing it the right way. So, one of the things that stood out to me was that you've turned down outside investors and private equity offers. In an
Absolutely.
age now where everyone's chasing scale and outside money, why was this so important for you to do the opposite?
Well, that's not why I started a business. I started a business to help people. And when you start having other hands in the cookie jar, they start telling you how they want that cookie jar filled, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't want people telling me how I can and can't do things. And I don't want my bottom line being about the dollar. Like I said, my mission statement is that we serve people, period. That we exist to serve people, period. And so I'm not trying to knock anyone that has gone down that route. There is a
Sure.
lot of benefit to that, and I think if it's done correctly, there's it can grow exponentially. But that's not the way that I want to do things.
And the next thing they know, somebody swoops in, looks like swoops in from some other town, doesn't even look, doesn't even look half legit coming in and actually doing the project. So this is kind of your face, you're who they meet, and you're who's doing the work for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I went to school at Baylor, and I wasn't really in it to learn anything. I was just kind of chasing women around, chasing drinking, parties, stuff like that. I didn't really have a purpose or direction in life, and One bad
Mm,
decision led to another, and I started getting into situations that I shouldn't have been in the first place.
mm,
Started being with women that I shouldn't have been with, and ended up being with someone that was very toxic. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that she was the main culprit of it because we were both very toxic in that
uh-huh,
situation. I had my part to play in too, but anyways, it was just at the aftermath of just a bunch of bad decisions adding up. And one night it came to a head, and we were both drunk and had been drinking, and we had already began to fight and stuff. And so uh,
mm,
one night we got into a huge argument. I was saying a bunch of stuff to her. She was saying stuff to me, and I said some things I shouldn't have. And then as I was leaving, she grabbed a cross that was sitting on the table, like one of those decorative crosses, and came up behind me and hit me over the head and gave me a really huge scar on my skull. And I shouldn't have made it. I should have just bled out. And luckily, paramedics got there in time, and doctor got there in time, or a doctor was able to do the surgery in time, and pretty much saved my life.
wow.
And I was really upset. I was really mad that I was still alive. I was in a very dark, deep
Mm,
place, and I um I just remember when I wasn't going to church or anything like that. I was a believer, but I wouldn't really consider myself as a religious or spiritual person. But at that moment, I was like, God, why didn't you just take me? Why were you? Why am I still here? Essentially,
yeah.
and almost as clear as day, I heard him say, I'm not done with you yet, Tim." And
Mm,
so that I mean, I heard him, or I wouldn't say I'd like audibly like this, but like I felt him say it.
yeah.
And that really gave me the strength to get out of that situation, build myself back up. I got into a program called Celebrate Recovery, where I was able to make amends um, with my ex and move on from there. And so, anyways, whenever I was living back at home after that incident happened, HVAC just kind of fell into my lap, and I was hopping from one place to another. Finally got into residential HVAC, and I was telling them that I was really wanting to be a preacher or someone involved in the ministry because of my situation. He told me, "Well, you don't have to be a preacher to minister to people. Like this is the
Yeah.
best way to do it. You're getting out in front of people, you're sharing your story and being able to help others. So you're actually getting to minister to people doing this." And so I spent a long time with that company and found my calling. And so I loved what I did. I loved uh, figuring out air conditioners and started learning that, and um, also liked selling. And so, or getting out there and talking to customers and showing them solutions and to what they were needing, or figuring out that they um, are finding solutions to even problems they didn't know that they needed and stuff, or even didn't know that it existed.
Yeah.
And so that became my niche. That was my calling.
That's
And so
great.
anyways, um, I was in a situation about maybe 2 years ago where, um, the another company that I was with just wasn't cutting it out for me, and I had to change careers, but I had enough hours to do my testing, to get my contractor's license, and that's the route I went. So I was able to get my license. I took the test, passed it, and was able to start out on my own. And I started that back in, I guess, this past April.
Oh,
So
good. Yeah.
I'm fairly new to contractor world, but um, I feel like that I've grown a lot more than what I thought I was going to, and it was due to doing the things the right way, like we were talking
Yeah.
about, just getting the word of mouth out. And I took a lot of pride into or I took a lot of pride in not taking money from investors or handouts or whatnot. What I
Uh-huh.
did was I started doing things that cost me $0 to do, like the cleanings or the um, like inspections or really the maintenances. Maintenance is where my
Uh-huh.
bread and butter on getting that done. And so something
Yeah.
that would cost me $0 with the tools that I already had, charging people $80, $100, 120,
Yeah.
whatever, stuff like that. And that led to me being able to get door hangers. So I would take that money, put it into small advertising like that or to Facebook ads,
Uh-huh.
and I would go door to door, started talking to people saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm living in this neighborhood. I do HVAC and I'm trying to start up my business." And they took a lot of respect in that. And so even though I was sitting there just selling them stuff, I just, "Hey, this is my information." Also offered a maintenance club. I call it the winner circle. And so that's another initial initiative to get them to want to join the club. They want to be a part of the club. They want to feel like a winner, be in the winner circle, so
Yeah.
another call to action. So that really took off there in itself. And so starting from 0 customers, working and doing everything I could to get that first one. And that first one told their kids about what I did and my
Yeah.
story. They called me. So on my second customer, I got an install. I didn't know the refrigeration cycle. I barely knew what the difference was between a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. And so they were willing to take me, build me up, and train me the way that they wanted to and learn their process. And then I became who I am today. And so my goal is to find people that are, I guess, not just similar to me, but more of they're good people. They have good hearts. May or may not be technically advanced, or they may be, or have a little bit of experience.
Uh-huh.
Um, my main thing is looking for people that has that same desire to help and to serve. Ones that will take that mission statement and carry that to heart and live by that, or not really live by, but like do that in their day to day.
Yeah.
Then I can think, or then I will find the winners there because that's what someone saw in me. They didn't see my skills. They looked past that. They saw my my heart, my desire, my
Yeah.
passion and compassion for others, and took that and built it up. So that's the same way I want to build my business up as well. And so they can be the top salesman of the North Texas region or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to come in and do things your way or how everyone else is already doing it and have that same goals and same vision, they're going to push them out or they're going to run themselves out.
Yeah,
So
they're gonna weed their own selves out, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so you started later in life, at 40, with this capital. A lot of my listeners maybe are in the same position or similar position. What's your biggest piece of advice to someone thinking of they've missed their chance to start?
Well, I mean, I will agree that the best time to start was yesterday. And but the second best time to start is today. You know, I treat every day as if it is my first day of doing it. What's it going to take to get through the end of the month, So um but really and truly though, this is what I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be some kind of an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to be someone that the community looked up to. My grandpa was a preacher. My dad was a music director, band director. So
Mhm.
they were very involved in the community, and people looked
Mhm.
up to them. And I wanted to do the same thing. I didn't have that same desires that they did, but I enjoyed working with my hands. I enjoyed figuring things out, how I talk to people, what I talk about, how I carry myself,
Yeah.
how I post on social media,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's all about that. So if you're if you're just in it wanting to make money, it's probably not the best thing for you to do. Yeah, you might not be you might have already missed you already missed the train. But
Mhm.
if you're wanting to help people, if you're wanting to find ways to do that, there's definitely needs out there. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
see a need, you feel a need. And
Yeah.
like I said, people are really starting to go back to the old school way of doing things. That is starting to
Yeah.
trend that way. So it is not too late to start out with $0 and doing things that cost you $0 to do and charge people and
Yeah.
start there and work your way up.
Yeah. That's good. So if somebody wants to reach out to you or needs their HVAC service, how do they get in touch with you, Tim?
So you can reach me on Facebook. It's probably the easiest way to do it. It has my phone number on there. I'm always willing to talk and answer text message, whatever. But my name on there, Tim Harrell, and my business name.
Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So, to my listeners, if you're listening right now and you've been sitting on the sideline waiting for the perfect time to start your business, the truth is there's no perfect time, no more perfect time than now. Tim is proof that you can start at 40 and start with nothing and still build something that matters. Also, before we wrap up, if you know of a contractor, Tim, that or a builder or service business owner that's ready to scale and get their marketing handled, I'd love that personal introduction.
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, that word of mouth works for me too, just like it
That's
does for
right.
you. Okay. Thank you for sharing your vision with us today, Tim. From the ICU to the CEO was just the beginning, and now you're showing us what it looks like to build with integrity, faith, and legacy in mind. Remember, listeners, setbacks refine you, comebacks define you, and your edge is closer than you think. Until next time, this is Deanna Lucas, and you've been listening to The Builder's Edge. Thank you.